One of the hardest things to do in music, indeed, in anything, is to start putting your ideas out into the world. And that is where the micro certificate in song making at the University of Manitoba kicks in. Participants will learn skills in a wide variety of disciplines to help realize their artistic and musical visions. Award-winning singer-songwriter and producer Lana Winterhalt is one of those instructors in the micro certificate in songmaking. She joins us now to tell us a little bit more. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Anytime we get a chance to talk about song making is a pretty good day in my book. And I love the distinction between song making and song writing. What was the decision to focus on song making, and what does that all entail?
Yeah, that's such a great question because I think there's so many different ways that people can approach making music, right? And I think, some of these ideas we've had forever about sitting down with a pen and paper and writing some lyrics just aren't the way people are making music all the time. And so we want to incorporate these different these different modes. We have intro to music production where people can learn to bring their song to life, through instrumentation
Mm.
and arrangement, and learn the skills of what it takes to get it out onto streaming services or the radio or things like that. But yeah, definitely, we wanted to take this broader approach, for folks even who maybe don't have any musical background training. Lots of people write songs, make songs without knowing theory, without knowing music theory. So we wanted to make this program that's a little more accessible for folks who really want to, like you said, create their music, get it out there.
When people are coming into this micro certificate in songmaking, which has not been around for very long as of yet. In fact, I think this is only the second year, if I'm not much mistaken, that this is being
Third
third
year that we're
year.
going into this. Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
As you've been interacting with folks over these last couple of years, then what are some of the biggest barriers that people are bringing into this experience to realize the music that they might have within themselves?
Yeah, I think honestly the biggest thing that we see with students, as and so many of us as musicians continue to face in our career, is imposter syndrome. We think that somebody has this, someone who's famous, someone who we hear on the radio, they have this magic quality, star quality, or something that we don't have. And I think one of the biggest things that we focus on with students right from the get-go is that music is so important. The words, the sounds, your experience, the way you tell it through music is so important. And that in and of itself has value, right? And so I think one of the biggest things is starting with students and saying, you have valuable music to make, and this is not some secret thing that we can't you can never figure out. It's a mystery. There are tools, there are skills we can learn for you to improve your craft if you would like to. So kind of taking that approach of, yes, there's ways to improve and grow, and let's learn some of those things, but also trust your story. Trust that the music you are making and want to make and want to put out there is important. That's just how we value human beings, right? So, yeah, that, yeah, big answer for a simple little
Yes.
thing, but that's what it is.
It's hard to dispel that notion of the sort of prodigious music artist or the prodigious producer or something that you've been gifted by, something that makes this an effortless sort of endeavor. And that's true across genres, which I'm sure you see a wide variety of as well in this micro certificate of songmaking program. What is the experience of songmaking in the classroom context like?
Yeah, so we do a bunch of different exercises together. We'll um, uh, do everything from co-writing together and getting that experience of what it's like. And we try as best as we can to kind of emulate like a professional songwriting environment where there's like song splits and we're making sure people understand their royalties and that sort of thing, and understanding how to collaborate with somebody else and songwrite with somebody else. We think that's like just a really great muscle to exercise in the industry. It's, so many people, whether they're performing musicians or not, are songwriters. And so focusing on that like collaborative effort. Then we also have the intro to music production, which is really getting to know how to put those songs into the programs that we're working with. So yeah, going through all the basics of that, which is, can be a lot more technical, but trying to find that approach that is yeah, accessible and makes sense to folks, and really is just a tool in helping them create their songs. So yeah, this approach of songwriting or song making from the computer, as well as just with our instruments or just with a pad of paper, that sort of thing. But yeah, we go through a bunch of, we listen to music, we talk about music we love, why we love it, why it inspires us, and um we try to emulate those things. We try to learn from the greats and bring those into our own song making.
Mm. So you mentioned now that this is the third year of the micro certificate in song making. What have you heard from participants from the previous couple of years about their experience in the program and how they're using their learning out in the musical field now?
Yeah, honestly, we have truly uh the best group of alum who've come through. Like, they are just so incredible, and really speak for the program itself, which is amazing. But we had students that came in with, have never performed, have never shown anyone a song they've written, and now a student who was in the first cohort, now a couple years later, they are playing shows constantly. They are a hot act right now in Winnipeg, and it's incredible. They've told us, so much of that are things that I learned in class, and the confidence to share that with people, and to understand, like I was saying, that value right from the get-go. Like, they understand that, and they're moving forward with confidence. So we're seeing that with a ton of students, is people just being ready to finally make that step to do that next thing, whether it's performing or trying to get their song on a streaming site, or they're taking that next step because they feel like they're ready, they have the tools.
Mm. I imagine also that being a part of this program would have an impact on its instructors as well as the students. How does this process of exploring songmaking in all of its forms impact your own artistry?
Yeah, absolutely. There are the students have such incredible, varied skills in the way that they write, and being with them in a classroom is truly so inspiring. I spend these days writing and helping other people write, and it really helps me to focus on, okay, what am I doing? Like, am I continuing to make music that aligns with these values, these things that I say? And it can be so tempting in the industry, and, well, not tempting, some people do this as a career and that's great, but it can be so tempting to go on autopilot and just write some pop songs, or some things that I'm really not passionate about, to get them in, synced into TV or movies or whatever. And I think it's just a reminder for me of, spend the time on the things that you're passionate about. I don't need to waste time on these songs that are just fluff or filler. I really do believe I have a story and something to say, and I want to continue doing that.
Mm. What would you say to the person listening to this conversation right now going, "Oh wow, this all sounds so fantastic and I'm not sure if I can buck that idea that being in music is for someone else and it's not for me because I'm too afraid or whatever the barrier might be." What would you say to that person?
I would say, literally, this program is for you then. It is so accessible. It is so easy to work into your life. It's a couple evenings, weekends in the first term, the second term. It's if that is your fear or the thing holding you back, then this is the perfect low stakes entry program to be part of. It's
Mm.
you can do it all in one year. It's a small group, so it's so you're getting this one-on-one time, you're getting this really hands-on learning, so it can be really tailored to you and your journey and where you're at as an artist. And yeah, I think it's this is the course that's going to make you take that next step forward.
We'll link to more information about the micro certificate in song making at our website, classic107.com, and on the Classic 107 app. Lana Winterhalt, it's been an absolute joy to hear from you about this program and what it does for people in their artistic journeys. We look forward to seeing what you and the students will accomplish in this program.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me.